Let's look at the most commonly used form of equation of a line, which is called the slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form of a line works pretty much all the time, except if the line is vertical. So you may be wondering, why am I saying that except if the line is vertical? What's the difference? What's going on with that? Well, what's going on with that is because remember how we said that the vertical lines have no slope. So it would be hard to write down an equation of a line that has no slope. But the thing is, we already know that any vertical line has equation x equals some number. So as long as it's not a vertical line, all the other ones fall into this one. Okay, so that's why this is the most popular one and also the easiest. So generally, a line will have a format like mx plus b. Okay, so what's what here? So m, that's the slope. And b is what we call the y-intercept. And that's where the line intersects with the y-axis. So why is that, by the way? Why is it going to be the y-intercept and not the x-intercept? Well, consider what happens if I were to plug in x equals 0. So remember that the operation, the default operation between any number and a variable is multiplication. And slope will be a number like 5 or something. So imagine you have an equation 5x plus 4. So what's the slope? Well, that would be 5. And what's the y-intercept? Okay, I think that didn't look like an m there. Okay, so now it's supposed to be an m. All right. So what happens if I were to plug in x equals 0 into the equation? So I get 5, 0 plus 4. Looks like a 50, but it's not a 50 because when I plug in a 0, I should put it in parentheses or put the multiplication, something, right? But 5 times 0, multiplication is always first, right? According to our rules. First do multiplication, then do addition or subtraction. So 5 times 0, that's 0, right? And then plus 4, that's just going to give you 4. So when x equals 0, y equal 4, and that is where the line would intersect with the y-axis. So this would be that b. B would be 4. Okay, so if I give you another example, let's say my line looks like this: negative 3x minus 1. I'm asking, what's the slope and what's the y-intercept? Well, the slope is the number in front of x, and it is negative, so you need to put the negative in your answer. And the y-intercept is like everything else that like get rid of that variable thing. Okay, I wanted it to be a different color, but it's like still yellow. What? Okay, now it's going to be really weird. Okay, so this is going to be -1. All right.